This is Connor from Four Corners Boxing. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Dorian Darch. How are you today, mate?
Good, buddy. Good, all good. Just walking the dogs, I am, but after work.
Ah, nice one, mate. I was going to introduce you as Desperados Darch. We still that, or is there something else now?
This Serrano now, but third time lucky. Change my name again. This
Nice
the new
one.
and improved the Serrano Darch.
That's it. So yeah, I'd usually start by going right back from the early days of boxing. And I read that you started quite late. What was it that got you into the sport in the first place?
To be honest with you, but I was always played football and rugby. But as you know, football and rugby leads to fucking drinking, leads to going out and fighting. And I had two close brushes with the law when I was about 25. So I stopped playing football and rugby and went to boxing, and stops you going out and that, because you don't drink as much.
No, of
So that's
course,
the
makes
reason.
sense. Keep you out of trouble.
Yeah, that's right. But and I did, in all fairness, I haven't been to jail yet. Touch wood.
That's fine. So yeah, you had 11 amateur bouts, so quite a short career, but in that time you did win, I believe, the Welsh amateur, is it the Welsh novice ABAs?
And the
What
Welsh amateur, yeah. I won
cool.
both,
So,
yeah. I won the novice in my first amateur fight, and then I won the Welsh ABAs, I think, in my 11th and last amateur fight then.
oh, okay. And so obviously with those achievements in mind, what were your goals when you actually turned pro?
To be honest with you, but when I turned pro, I thought, like everyone does probably, when they turn pro, they want to be like British champion was my initial goal. But then I like beat six journeyman, I think it was. I asked to be stepped up a level. And when I stepped up a level, I lost. So I realized I weren't good enough. So I went on the road and just to earn a couple of quid.
No, of course. And you're a civil engineer by trade. What was it like
Yeah,
in
that's
the
right.
early days? What was it like in the early days, sort of juggling that balance of both?
I've always worked, but I knew I was no, even as an amateur, I knew I was no world beater. So I weren't deluded thinking boxing was going to be my only income. So I knew I had to juggle them both. Never trained as hard as a full-time pro would, but it wouldn't have made the difference anyway because I didn't have the ability to challenge the top boys. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course. And you raced a 5-0 in your early days before you faced Ian Lewison. Could you tell straight away the jump in class between what you've been fighting previously?
Yeah, straight away. Yeah, like your journeymen, they dare to do a job. You know what I mean? I ended up being when you're just a walk-in, not a walk-in punch bag, but you're there just to take a loss, more or less. You know what I mean? Which brings boys on, and without journeymen, they wouldn't be boxing. So they are essential to the sport. You know what I mean? Yeah, but Ian Lewison, it was a different kettle of fish. Took
Yeah, no.
150 people, I think it was, to Essex, and had my fucking jaw broken.
And then after your next win, you fought Hughie Fury. How did you rate him after sharing the ring with him?
Hughie Fury's just not a puncher, but so he's never going to be able to do anything at world level. Like, very good boxer, big lump, but he doesn't. At that level, you need to be able to hurt people. And at the stage I fought him, he couldn't punch.
Yeah, and not long after that, you got AJ. What was that whole kind of fight week like in the fight itself?
Well, it's the first time really I've had to go to a press conference and things like that. But the only thing I can really remember is going to press conference in Cardiff, and I always thought I was 6'3", but like we had a face off, and fuck me, he looked about a foot taller than me. So yeah, he's massive. In the even though we weighed the same, he looked fucking double the size of me. Like,
Yeah, no, of course. And yeah, the fight itself. How do you think? What do you
I
think?
done all
Like,
right to be honest. Though, when I was there, you know what I mean, I was making him miss and things, but then when AJ catches you, when he was his old aggressive self, that's the fucking end of sports. Like, he didn't drop me. That's my claim to fame, but he would have fucking knocked me out if the ref hadn't stopped him.
I suppose he got lucky. He didn't face the Disaronno Dodge.
Exactly, but it would have been a different kettle of fish then.
Uh,
I think he
After
faced
that,
fucking Strongbow and Black Darch. I think he faced it. I think even fucking Dark Fruits was out then.
and then after that, you had a few wins and losses. Would you class yourself as a journeyman at a stage, or would that be a bit harsh?
Yeah, of course I was, but I was a journeyman after I lost to Ian Lewison. I'm a
Yeah, no, of
realist, I am,
course.
but then I knew
And
as
then not long
soon as
after that,
soon as I lost to Ian Lewison, I knew that I weren't going to do anything in the sport. So it was just about earning a bit of money to pay for my missus' holidays after that.
bet you have to have a few of them.
Yeah, exactly.
No, of course. And then not long after that, you got a bit of a dubious draw against DL Jones where you dropped him. Do you feel that
Yeah.
was a half decision?
Yeah, was it over 6 rounds or 4 rounds? I can't remember what it was over.
I think it might have been 6, I think.
Yes, if you drop someone and dominate them for 2 rounds, you know what I mean, it's hard to lose. But like I said, it's pointless crying over spilled beans. It wouldn't have made a difference in my career. It would have been nice to have a win on the road, like, you know what I mean. But it wasn't
Yeah,
to
no,
be.
no, definitely. And then next
Yeah.
up was Daniel Dubois. What was the game plan going into that, and just how good was he on the night?
The game plan was 11 grand, biggest payday to date. 2 holidays I paid for. So, but I did try. I've always tried. You know what I mean? But he was very good. He was technically a very good boxer, but he weren't as big as AJ. And like,
Yeah.
I know people who say, "Oh, he fucking hit you down 3 or 4 times. He must have been a big puncher," but he weren't a concussive puncher. It was like a bowl me over puncher. But I weren't seeing stars, like, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, no,
Different type of
definitely.
power. He had the power to hit you over, but he didn't have the power to knock me out. I didn't feel at that stage in his career, which might be totally different now because he'd be knocking every fucker out of me.
Yeah, including AJ.
Yeah, exactly.
And in terms of punching power, obviously, I know you just said, but how would you compare the two in terms of
AJ,
technical and power?
AJ punched a lot harder at the time when I fought AJ and at the time when I fought Dubois.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
And then,
It might have been the placement. It might have been the placement of punches as well, like because AJ caught me eye in the temple, and Dubois was catching me like more clean round the face area. So it might be that comes into play, like, you know what I mean?
yeah, no, of course, he's quite accurate
Yeah.
at the bar, isn't he? As well, he doesn't miss a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, of course. And then after a tough run, you switched to bare knuckle. How did that come
Yeah.
about? Was that always on your radar, or just something that come
Well,
up?
like I said, when I played football and rugby, I was always, it's nothing to be proud of now looking back at it, but I was always, oh, fucking Darchy's been fighting again, fucking, you know what I mean? I never looked for fights, but if a fight would find me, I wouldn't turn it down, like, you know what I mean? So I've always fought in pubs, in the street. So it was just natural progression, really.
Yeah, no,
I
of
wish I'd
course.
come around a few years earlier, like when I was a bit younger, but it is what it is.
No, definitely. And from a fighter's perspective, how different is it to traditional boxing?
Fucking cuts, but that's what's been fucking me up, if I'm honest with you. I didn't realise I had fucking skin like tracing paper. I only ever got cut once as a pro boxer. And since I've been doing bare knuckle, I've got to the bottom of it what it is now. I've got eczema on my face and I use steroid cream and that thins your face out. So that's been the issue. But I've stopped that now. So whether that's going to make a difference going forward, I don't know. Probably
And
not.
and in your last fight, you got fingered in the face.
Fingered in, yeah.
How frustrating was that?
Oh, fucking hell. Like I said, I don't dislike anyone, but I'm not even going to mention his name. I hate him so much. But to lose against someone who fucking can't stick, and everyone else couldn't stick him, you know what I mean? He's not a very well-liked person, and to lose in that manner, and nothing to be said about it, is fucking pissed me off. But I've learned, but moaning gets you nowhere. You just fucking fight who you're told, turn up and fight, and that's it. But I am pissed off, no doubt about it.
Nah, I'm not surprised. Is there
Yeah.
any potential rematch on the cards, or is it gone radio silent?
I'd love to fight him, but I'd fight him. No, if he could come walk past me in the street now, I'd fight him in the street. I don't need money to fight him. I fucking hate the cunt. I would have fought him in the press conference. You know what I mean? He's a fucking bell end of a boy. As long as you don't cross in fucking when you're a boxer, you're supposed to be all fucking respectful. And that boy is a fucking bell end.
And yeah, and lastly, do you have any particular ambitions right now at bare knuckle, or is it just seeing where it takes you?
I'm 42 now, but coming up in April, so I just want to get last couple of holidays paid for now. I think potentially the standard there, I could be Bridgerweight champion, but I can't say anything because my record doesn't say that, you know what I mean? And it doesn't matter if I've lost on cuts, it's pointless moaning. I've lost. That's what's written on the record sheet. So pointless moaning about it. Just fight who I'm told and see where it takes me.
Yeah, no, definitely understand. Well, yeah, listen, thanks
Yeah.
so much for your time and all the best.
No problem, buddy. Nice to
Cheers,
speak to
mate.
you.
Yeah,
Ta-ra,
nice
buddy.
to talk to you,
Ta-ra.
mate. Cheers.